Well, as you can see, it looks like somebody does some maintenance here, and I'm sure it's the city of Davenport that maintains their part of the grass. But I'm gonna pan over into this wild, overgrown area of weeds that I'm sure this is part of the train track right-of-way. And it looks like we have some super weeds growing here, and they're, shit, I'm 5'6", and they're taller than I am. But who's required to maintain them? You know, because in our yards, we're required to keep it at least 18 inches or less, or they will fine us. But back to my main mission here is the glyphosate. Sprayed all around the train track system, you know, the crossing guard warning thing. But it's funny how they'll spray around this. And yeah, okay, here's a few weeds along their track. But if you look down the track, you can see the deadness along the edge. And I'm gonna pan back out. I think it's kind of strange also, the orange look along the side of the track. I have a feeling that's from the glyphosate and the reaction of the creosote boards, which they could be using plastic railroad ties, because they do make them. They're just very expensive. So we'll just keep using creosote filled ones and keep spraying glyphosate, which I'm sure is that kind of orangeness that it's reacting with the metals like it would with a galvanized, causing galvanized to rust, because galvanized is there to help stop it from rusting. But you can see the deadness along here where they've sprayed. And I mean, again, this is probably 10 or 12 feet from the track. And I'm sure at one time that was sprayed too, because that's a super weed that is growing out of control. And then you have another Florida palmetto. Kind of looks like it may have been sprayed, or maybe it was what they call the drift from the spray, you know, that got blew onto it or blown onto it by the wind, and it's killing it. And then we have more super weeds, more strips of deadness, and of course, a rock bed that doesn't have a weed. I wonder how they can maintain that so well that their train track rock bed doesn't get any weeds. It's craziness, actually it's ridiculousness. And I'm hoping the ridiculousness show actually hear me using their term and contacts me, because I sure would like to team up with them and move this forward in a huge way. Y'all have a great day. Still along same train track, still showing the same stuff, and sorry for the repetition, but I'm really trying to show how much of this is being sprayed, because the industry leaders in this chemical war we have going on will tell you, oh, it's safe in small doses. Well, that's why I'm trying to show that they're spraying it everywhere. You know, the other day I took a trip from Haines City to St. Pete. It's a 108-mile trip. I saw where they had sprayed 8 separate areas, 8 rows of it for 108 miles. Well, that's 864 miles. Train tracks, 233,000 miles. And this is a wide strip that they're spraying at this point, probably about 30 or 40 feet wide. It's a huge dose, it's not a small dose. So they can say all day long that it won't kill you in small doses. Well, I'm sorry, the shit builds up in you. Kind of like arsenic, you know, the Black Widow lady that killed her husband with arsenic, a drop at a time in his coffee. Small doses, they can kill. So thanks again for listening. Sorry for the repetitiveness of it, but this has to be stopped. This ridiculousness crap has to stop. Please help me to help you. We can protect our children, we can protect our health, we can reduce the spread of the disease, illness, and disorders in ourselves. Please step in, step up. It's time to stand up and become by the people again. You know, the Constitution, we the people, for the people, and by the people. It's time for us to be by the people once again. Thank y'all and have a great day.